Good morning. My name is Jade Lawal, and I am currently completing my school counseling practicum here at Kepner High School. This video is for my Observation 1 requirement, and today I will be demonstrating an individual counseling session with a high school senior. Her name is Michelle. The main focus of today's session will be college and career readiness. I will be guiding the student through a conversation about their senior year experience, their academic and personal strengths, their career interests, and their future plans after graduation. Together, we will begin to explore options for majors, college programs, and potential career pathways. This session also serves as an opportunity for me to demonstrate some of the foundational counseling skills I have been developing. I will be using attending skills such as maintaining eye contact, open body language, and minimal encouragers. Also, I'll use active listening skills, including paraphrasing, reflection of feelings, and summarizing to make sure I am truly hearing and understanding the student. These skills help build rapport, validate the student's experiences, and guide them toward clarity about their goals. Another key element of this observation is the requirement to show collaboration and consultation with my site supervisor. At the end of the session, my supervisor, Mrs. Joy Thomas, will introduce herself to us. We will collaborate by reviewing the student's goals and brainstorming resources or strategies that could further support the student's success. This collaboration models how school counselors often work as part of a team in supporting students. Confidentiality is an important part of counseling, and I want to highlight that here as well. Everything shared in this session is private, with a few exceptions. If a student were to share that they intended to harm themselves, harm someone else, or if someone were harming them, then I would have an ethical and legal responsibility to share that information with my site supervisor to keep the student safe. That safety piece always comes first. For this session, I will also be mindful of the developmental needs of high school seniors. This stage of life can be both exciting and stressful. Many seniors are balancing academics, extracurricular activities, part-time jobs, and family responsibilities, all while preparing for their transition after graduation. I will approach the conversation with sensitivity to that reality, giving the student space to share both their hopes and challenges. My overall goal today is to provide a supportive, student-centered environment where the senior feels heard and encouraged. I also want to help them walk away with at least one concrete next step they can take toward their future, whether that be researching colleges, looking into career programs, or seeking out additional resources available here at school. Thank you for taking the time to view this observation. I look forward to demonstrating my skills and continuing to grow as a future professional counselor. Now I will begin the session by greeting the student and checking in on how their senior year has gone so far. Thank you. All right, it's recording. All right, so hello, Michelle. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
All right, so my name is Mrs. Lawal, and thank you for meeting with me today. I will be the counseling intern here at Kepner High School, the high school that you attend. And so I will be assisting Ms. Thomas, Ms. Burrell, all of the counselors here in the office for the remainder of the year. So you may see me around a little bit. And so just talking a little bit about me, because I know you're going to see me around. I used to be a teacher, so for about 6 years at the elementary level as well as the middle school level. And so I've had lots of opportunities. Also working in higher education. So before I even got into teaching, I was working in higher education and then got into teaching, and now I'm back in it. So it's kind of like a flip-flop. So I know that you are a senior and you're eventually going to be in higher education. So this is amazing that we're able to do this and that you're able to meet with me today. But with all that said, I'm now getting into the counseling side of things. As I enjoy helping students and helping you guys become the best version of yourselves before you become an adult and you are out in the real world. So you are the perfect student that I can speak with today because you, like I said, you are a senior, correct? So you will be leaving and you'll be gone in about, how many months is it?
I don't know, 8 months?
8 months. Okay, and the months are going by fast. The
Really
year
fast.
is for sure going by fast. So that's awesome. And then something else I just kind of wanted to go over with you, which counselors usually do this with a lot of students. It's just kind of a statement of confidentiality. And today we're going to be talking about college and career readiness, but we still can talk about that there. And so basically that what you share in this room, it stays in here unless it's involving hurting someone, hurting yourself, or someone's hurting you, or you give me permission to share. Okay, so that's just kind of our statement of confidentiality there. Don't forget that. And then the purpose of today's session is to help support you kind of through your time here at Kepner High School. So with anything you need, so anything including college and career readiness, social and emotional learning, that's what the counselors are here for, to help you out. And then, so part of my training, because you know that I'm an intern here, so part of my training is practicing counseling sessions with students, and then today's session will be recorded, but it's not looking at me. They're looking at me here, so that I can kind of reflect on some skills that I've learned in my class, because I'm kind of like a student like you are. And then my supervisors and things, they can look at me and give feedback, and then once they review it, it'll be deleted. So it's not like they're the only ones that are going to see it. So you can answer open, you can answer honestly, because we're talking about college and career readiness, of course. So do you feel comfortable with your voice kind of being recorded today and kind of doing this counseling session here?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, awesome. So how's your morning been?
It's been pretty good. I actually woke up early enough to get breakfast this morning. So.
Where'd you get breakfast?
I made pancakes.
You make pancakes. Oh, okay. I remember you were saying that your parents were trying to get you into the cooking and cleaning and doing all that because you're going to be on your own in 8 months. Okay, and you don't want to eat. I ate a lot of. I ate out a lot, and then I ate a lot of noodles. Yeah, a lot of ramen noodles. But there's probably something new that the kids are into. All right, so. All right, so we're going to kind of do like a senior check-in here because you are a senior. I know that you'll be graduating next May, so that's coming up really soon. Can you talk a little bit about how you're feeling about this next life transition that's getting ready to happen for you?
I'm actually really excited. I feel like I'm not that nervous as like some of my peers, just because I'm tired from high school. I'm ready to live by myself, and I feel like it's gonna be really fun. I love making new friends, meeting new people. So I'm not that nervous at all. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So you said to live by yourself. Are you gonna do roommates, or what are you gonna do?
First year, I'll probably be in a dorm like my brothers, and then second year probably an apartment. So I'm gonna be with the roommates, but I still feel like I'm gonna be alone because without my parents is what I'm at.
Yeah. So then you know that you can always, of course, they're like a phone call away. They're all going to be super excited that you're in college. You're probably like the little baby of the family. So they're like,
as an adult at all.
Really? They're like, no, we don't want you to go. You're our baby.
Yeah.
Okay. So it seems like you are ready, just a little bit nervous, which with life transitions, we all can be nervous. Even I get nervous sometimes,
Yeah.
with that. Okay, and so I'm thinking you are wanting to go to college, so you're wanting to go to a university, 2-year university or 4-year university. What's something that you're probably thinking?
I'm planning on going to a 4-year for now. That's like what I've been thinking since freshman year, so that's what I'm going to apply to do, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 4-year university,
Yeah.
yay. And then those universities are always big, especially the ones like, well, probably everywhere, but like in Texas, they're huge universities.
Yeah.
Big universities. Okay, so you're wanting to do 4 years, so you are wanting to, go to college, go to university, things like that. Do you want to stay in state or potentially go out of state for college?
Right now, I'm really focused on staying in state just because closer to my family and like tuition is like not as high as like out of state. But I'm still gonna apply to maybe 1 or 2 out of state just cause why not? But I'm probably gonna stay in state. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you're still going to try to venture out, but you want to be in state closer to your family and things
so
like that.
If I get like a good scholarship out of state, I'll probably go out of state. But if not, I'll just stay in state.
Okay, and so you're applying for those scholarships and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay, how has that been?
I haven't applied to many yet because I have to write an essay for each one, and I'm kind of like a little busy, so I haven't applied to so many. But I applied to a couple yesterday, so it's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, I'm hoping I get some.
Yeah, is it kind of nerve-wracking when you're applying those? I use the word nerve-wracking, but do you feel nervous when you're applying for those scholarships and it's like, I hope I can get money? I mean, because that for sure will be able to help you not pay so much money.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous just because a lot of people are applying, so it's really like slim and kind of hard to get a scholarship, so I have to apply to hundreds to get like a good amount. So.
And sometimes they can kind of feel like, do you feel like it could be like a burnout? Because it's like, I'm applying, I hope I get this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So, when you explored a few colleges, what were the top colleges that you were looking at?
Right now I'm looking at UTSA, A&M, UTD, and I'm gonna apply to UT Austin, but I'm not really focused on that one just because I know how selective they are. But that's like a reach goal, like just what I'm gonna apply to just cause. So.
Yeah. So all the way out in Austin, that's where you're potentially wanting to go. Okay, I can see you out there. It's very pretty, I will say. There's lots of traffic, but it's a very beautiful city. I'll say that. Austin's very, very nice. So you've been looking at colleges. Is there any majors or anything that you're interested in?
So like this.
Which ones?
I'm interested in business and finance just because I'm really good at math. Like it's my favorite subject. And since freshman year, I've been in the business endorsement here. So I've been in all like business classes and accounting and stuff. So I'm really focused on like finance and business and stuff. So I'm probably gonna do that in college as well.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that sounds awesome there. So business and finance. Do you know like what career you probably want?
So far I think probably financial analyst because that's what I researched the most. Because I remember in speech we have to do like an assignment considering like what we want to be, and that's kind of what I saw that matched up with like what I enjoy. So financial analyst.
Okay, so you've been doing kind of that research and things like that. Okay, awesome. So do you know anyone in the field that you're interested in, or have you reached out for any guidance? So like if you want to do business, do you have any family members or friends that are doing that?
I don't have any family members. My brothers and my dad are all engineers, and my mom's in like the medical field. Okay. So I don't really have anyone like that, but my dad is like, he got passed down a company from his dad, so he's really good at business and just like he's really smart. So I feel like he's kind of like what I look up to, and I would ask him for help for anything because he knows like a lot of things. He knows an engineer. So
okay, awesome. So your brothers and your dad, they're in engineering, your mom is in the medical field, and then
Yeah.
you want to go business and finance.
Yeah.
That's also so different there. So would you say that you kind of feel pressure to follow a certain path, or do you think that you kind of have the freedom to choose? Like, say if you wanted to do art or anything like that, how do you feel about that?
So I'm really passionate about like fashion and like makeup and stuff, and my parents know that.
Your makeup
So
looks nice.
Thank
FYI.
you. Thank you. But my parents are really supportive, actually. They always tell me that I could always minor in like cosmetology or something like that. Like, if I want to branch out and do something like artistic, I can always do that on the side. Because I know myself that I want to have like my main one to be something like more traditional in a way. So they're all really supportive of anything I choose, honestly.
Okay, awesome. And then something else you can always do. I mean, yeah, you can do that, but then, there's lots of people who do like maybe content creation on the side. So I, of course, look at TikTok, and people have like their jobs that they're doing, but then also their hobbies that they're doing.
Yeah.
They can make lots of money. I'll say that.
Yeah,
They make lots of money. All right. So would you say that you had a backup plan just in case, like the top colleges, you want to get into, like say it doesn't work out, or say you don't get accepted into those schools? Lots of, things can happen. Are you prepared for that? Talk to me about that.
So yeah, I am prepared. I'm gonna apply to like a lot just in case, and if like I doubt that I'm not gonna get accepted into any of them. But if I don't, I'll just end up like at HCC and then transfer into a major college. But I'm not that worried about like not getting in, because I know I'm gonna apply to like I'm gonna look at their stats and just know like where I'm gonna fit in, and like I probably have a good chance of getting into,
Okay, yeah. And so today what we can do is just kind of look at a couple of different resources here to kind of help you out with that. But of course, you have everything together. So I know that you may, be able to get into the schools that you're wanting to get into and things like that. So we'll take a look at those resources. Do you think that you'll need like any more support as you transition from high school to college, or and it could be from the school, it could be from your parents? What kind of support do you think you need for that major transition?
I just need I feel like my parents, they're kind of stressed out about like my SAT scores and things like that, like because my parents are really like overprotective in a way, so I feel like they need to kind of trust me and like know that I like kind of know what I'm doing in a way, especially because I have like the counselors to rely on and just like my peers to ask questions and things like that. So like I feel like that's the only support I need, like my parents, and just like scholarship opportunities like from school wings and things like that. Like that's all I need, honestly.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, and we can take a look at that, like I said before. So you have that support, from here, and then also your parents. And then what about your kind of social, emotional aspect? Because I know it's a lot trying to get all of that together, but then, you still want to hang out with your friends. You're still, a teenager that wants to be just a girl.
Yeah. Actually, this is my most like social year in my opinion. I feel like since we're all graduating, we're all kind of laid back more, and I have like way more friends than I used to the past 3 years. So my social life is actually pretty good. Like I feel like I'm hanging out with different people like almost every week. So I'm not really I'm really having fun this year. So even though I'm really stressed out, I'm still like going out and stuff.
Yeah, and so I hear that you're stressed out. So what are some ways that you're like combating that stress? Like what are you doing to take care of yourself? Yes, we know college is important, but I want to be healthy when I get there. So what are some things that you're doing?
I really try to sleep early, because I remember the last couple of years I would always sleep really late and I'd just be really tired. So I'm trying to like focus on my sleep and just wake up early, just like be quiet in the morning, just get ready and stuff. So those things like really calm me down. So I do that a lot. And then honestly, just alone time. I love alone time. Like
yes.
Yeah, I like being myself. So
yeah, so that you can kind of get those thought processes going and things like that. Okay, awesome. You do some of the things that I like to do. Except I have a 3-month-old, well 2 month. It's gonna be 3 months, so it's not quiet, but I would like that. All right, and so what do you anticipate your biggest challenge to be? And why do you anticipate that big challenge throughout this transition?
In college, I think the like how hard the assignments are gonna be and things like that. Like, I think I'm like moderately smart, but I just hear a lot about how like college is really hard and just a lot of work and things like that. So I'm a little nervous about that. But also, I always think about how we have way less classes and more free time. So I feel like I would have more time to study and like, but I'm still really like nervous about like the course load and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the course load here or the course load once you get to
In college.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, you know, it's going to kind of be like here, except it won't be as small, but, you know, to always reach out and use your resources, you know, when you get to that big university, because it's going to be thousands of students.
Yeah.
So, yeah, here it's in high school and, you know, grade school, K through 12, it's very structured. Once you get there, it's kind of like, yeah, you're on your own in a sense.
That's why I'm more nervous too, because I know like the professors are like, they don't like tell you, oh, your assignment's gonna be late, like let's do this, you have to do it yourself. So.
Yes. So, because it's so many kids, can you imagine having to track all of those kids to do their work? So, but you know that you'll go in and you'll use your organization here to, you know, do it there. Okay. And then we kind of talked about, that social life and the academic life. Okay. So what I'm going to do here just for this session to kind of alleviate some of the stress that you're experiencing, I'm going to give you a few of the resources we have here at Fort Bend ISD. So you probably have heard of some of them, but we're just going to review them. And so it can kind of help you out to kind of alleviate some of that stress that you were feeling, some of that pressure, you know, that you were feeling to kind of get you prepared before next semester. Because I know with next semester you have prom, you have all the good things that you're going to be doing as well too, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'll just turn it this way here. So what I'm going to do is show you some different links here we have at Fort Bend ISD, and I'm sure you've heard of them. But first one we're going to start off with is like in your Clever. There is School Links, and so we'll click on School Links, and it's like this cool little yellow icon here. And I'm doing the student demo, but when you log in, of course, it'll show all of your information for you. And then let me take a look here. Okay, so once you click on student, it's going to show all of your information, your class. You can put your goals in here, what your strengths are, things you're proud of, just kind of like your profile. And then we're going to go down to, take a look here. We can go down to college. We'll do college. Okay, and then we'll do school search here. And so, let me this together. All right, and so the cool thing about this here is these are all the different colleges. And so I know you said that you were interested the University of Texas, and of course University of Houston, Texas A&M, and University at Austin. They're all here, and so you're able to click on it. So like, let's take a look. I know you said that was like your school that you were wanting to get into, and I think lots of people are wanting to get into. But when you click on it, it's a good resource to kind of show all about the University of Texas at Austin. And then it's like you can even see an actual movement of what it looks like there. But it kind of gives you an overview of everything. So we have the acceptance rate, the graduation rate of students that graduate. Let me see, we can scroll down here. There's videos from students, so you can kind of feel that vibe of how the culture is there. I know that's a big thing for a lot of you guys. You want to go to a school that's fun, you know. So
that's
UT
cool,
is
actually.
Definitely fun. Yes, it's a very cool resource. We have the campus, talks about if there's housing available, safety. Scroll down here, the student body, down to the race and ethnicity, male and female, how many students to a faculty member, things like that. And then, of course, the major things here, the major. Okay. So what was your major that you were wanting to take a look at?
Finance.
See if I can. All right, so they do have it there. It's, a 4-year program. Lots of good things. This is a wonderful school. They have athletics, things that you can join. Do you want to join anything once you get there?
Probably not a sport. Yeah. Maybe like clubs and things, but not sport.
Yeah, like clubs and different organizations. They have tons. I'm sure they have tons. I don't know if it's on here, but you would be able to look it up. Oh, here it is. The different organizations. Yeah. All right. So yes, this is a good resource here. And then what's another school? Let's take a look at another school that you could potentially be into here. I'll do school search again. What's another one that you're thinking about? Texas A&M, right at the top here. All right, so we can click on Texas A&M, and then of course they have their photos there. Then once again, their acceptance rate as well as the graduation rate. Different videos from students, because that culture is pretty important there. Let me see. Oh, it even gives the monthly temperature of what it is when you're there. All right, taking a look here. Student body, once again, race and ethnicity, male and female, how many students to a faculty member, the type of students, so students who are receiving financial aid, part-time students, international students, and just kind of looking at that receiving student aid there. Are you applying, or have you applied for FAFSA financial aid?
I haven't applied yet, but I'm going to, especially because here it's a graduation requirement. Actually, you have to apply. You don't have to take the money, but you have to apply. So I'm planning on applying, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's something else, we can take a look at and take a look there. All right, different academic programs, dual credit, advanced placement, things like that. And then we can take a look, because I know that you said that you were into finance. All right, so yes, they do have it. They have a certificate as well as the 4-year bachelor's as well, different athletics. So it's kind of like you get an overview of everything instead of just going there and then hearing all the information and having all these flyers and all of those things like that. So that's pretty cool. Oh, speaking of, we're talking about financial aid. There is a cost and financial aid section here, just of how much it costs to go there. And then also like the monthly debt that students typically have after graduation. So taking a look here, if you can see it, it's about like $18,000. Of course, that's not set in stone for everybody, but those students who may take that financial aid, then the cost of attendance. So the cost of attendance is around $33,000 to go down to College Station. I know. This is for. Is it for 1 year? I think it may be. Oh, that's before financial aid. No, I think this may be for all 4 years. Because that's a lot for just 1 year. Okay. Yeah, so that's that. Oh, and then we can click on the financial aid website there. And then also admissions, SAT scores, things like that. So taking a look here at the SAT for math, were you able to take your SAT?
Yeah, I took it in August, late August. So.
Okay, yeah. And for that, the range is like 570 to 700. Yeah. And then language arts, the ACT, 23 to 32 there. So it kind of gives you this whole overview of everything. So that's pretty awesome. The application deadline, it gives you that as well. So everything is in one like portal here. So it's not like you're having to do all this research, because I remember before this we had to do like research on all of this. So this kind of alleviates some of that pressure, some of that stress there. And then it can also give you suggestions. So if you're looking at A&M, think about potentially Rice or Texas Tech, Baylor. I know everybody's UT, Texas A&M. So okay, and so take a look at that there. All right, and then were you able to take a look at Apply Texas?
I'm using Common App. I haven't used Apply Texas yet, but I might do both. My dad wants me to do both, but I'm working on Common App like right now.
Okay, yeah. So you can definitely, of course, use both of them. But like I said, we want to be able to give you those resources there.
Yeah.
But just kind of taking a look at Applied Texas, I was able to kind of sign in to show you here. What you would do is, you would create your profile. You would log into Applied Texas. You can click on, and let me see here, the semester, that you're wanting to start. So what would your semester be? It would be probably fall of 26, fall of 26. Your application type, you would be a undergraduate to a 4-year, and then you can search the school here. So let's do, what is it, UT? University of Texas. I can't think today. University of Texas. That's Austin. They have so many things. And then let's just click Dallas, because I think one time you did say you wanted to do UT Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll take a look there. All right. And so it brings it up for us here. So we have University of Texas at Austin, University of Texas at Dallas. It gives you the deadline, the average tuition, their graduation rate. Of course, it's like 91%. And then you can click on where it says view details here. Okay, it gives you that, but of course, School Links kind of gives you more. It's more. And then you can click on start your application. It's going to ask you if you're sure. Find the right application. All right. And then it'll start asking kind of the questions, and we can go through just kind of like a few of the questions here. So are you currently in high school or middle school? Yes, you are. Do you plan to apply to an undergraduate program or both? Or dual credit? Both. Okay.
Because dual credit.
You have
last
dual
year
credit.
and this year. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. You do have that. There we go. And then we can click next here. It's going to ask your citizenship. And then, great job. And then, let's see. You can start your core. Let's start the core questions. Just to kind of take an overview of, what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
So it's going to ask you just kind of like your background information. Your household information, so the people that you're living with, so your mom, your dad, any education, testing, activities, achievement, things like that. So you're going to fill all that in. I'll see if it will let me go next. Okay, I'm going to have to go through the whole thing here, but this is just kind of overview of Applied Texas. So you can use the Common App, but then you can also use Applied Texas as well. So we have lots of good resources here. So just kind of looking at those resources, how do you feel about School Links as well as Applied Texas?
I actually forgot about School Links. I've been going to the website, and it's been way harder to learn which schools fit me. And I feel like this is actually really helpful. I completely forgot that you can research. I only use School Links for scholarship opportunities. So I'm gonna go back and actually take a look at it. Yeah. It's really helpful. It's all in one place. So.
Yes, it's all in one place here. And even, a lot of people just kind of think about the 4-year universities. There's some people who may, life happens, things happen. They also have the 2-year universities here too. So for example, we have Houston Community College. So let's kind of click on that. And this is just, you don't have to do it, but we could just take a look at it here.
Yeah.
So, and they have lots of different Houston community colleges around, Houston. So if you're I want to go to HCC, but I don't want to go to the one close. They have one kind of on the north side of Houston, different things like that. So it's not just one, but it has all of this information here. Undergrad, the campus. Of course, it doesn't look like the 4-year one, but it kind of gives you the student body makeup, different programs that are offered, so that's always super important. You know, you want to look at the programs. The school can be nice, but you want to make sure you take a look at those programs. They don't really have any athletics or anything like that, but they have tuition. Of course, that's completely different than HCC. So, I mean, not HCC, it was Texas A&M, so it was $33,000. Here it's about 17, which is still it's still a lot, but you know. All right, so yeah, we have all of this here. And then if you're taking a look here, here's some more. Texas Southern University, which is in Houston, UT Downtown, Sam Houston, Lamar University, things like that. And so that's what I'm doing now, Lamar University. That's where I'm going through, okay? All right, so we have all of that there. So now just kind of talk to me about how we're feeling with these resources now.
I feel like schoolings, that's a really good feature. I'm gonna go back and do that. And I also know that they have scholarships and things like that. So, but my main thing is I haven't really done research for the colleges, so I'm gonna go back and use this a lot and actually figure out where I want to apply. Because the places I listed earlier are just what I know. I don't really know much about them, but they're the most popular ones to be honest. So I need to go back in and see
everything. Okay, awesome. Yes. So I like to kind of do this thing towards the end of our counseling meeting here. All of these resources, can you kind of summarize school links? Like if I was like, what school links? What's that? Or Apply Texas, what's that? Can you kind of tell me what those are? Just because I want to make sure you know, so when you go in, you have those resources.
Yeah. So I would say Apply Texas and Common App are for applying, and Apply Texas is for in-state, and Common App is for everywhere. And you basically fill out all your information, you write your essay in there, and then you send it out to colleges. And then school links, I would say, is for scholarships and research mostly. And that's pretty. And there's just a bunch of assessments on there, and just helpful things for college. So I would say that, as well as we also get messages from counselors and things on here. So for about college and for seniors mostly. So that's what I would describe it as.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would for sure use this kind of as your Bible for the next for the next couple of months. I think that would for sure be able to help you out. And then let me see. Okay, we'll create your goal. We can create a goal for you as well. With all of this. So I know it was a lot of information. So let's try to create one thing, and I'll make note here that you can take with you for graduation to kind of help you once again with this transition, looking at these resources. What's a goal that we can kind of create for you?
A goal right now, I'm planning on retaking the SAT in October, so I would say getting a high score on that, 1350 plus, hopefully. Okay. And another goal I would say is I need to work on my essay. That's a really big thing, especially for scholarships and just my main one. Okay. So I'm working on that right now.
And it should be able to give you, those admissions requirements and things like that, and prompts and all of those things that would be able to help you out. And then, so that's our goal there, working on your essay, retaking the SAT so you can get a higher score.
And applying for scholarships.
And applying for scholarships. Let me not forget that one. Okay, applying for scholarships. And then just something else, how do you think you're going to kind of remain organized with your, all the requirements you need for a graduation?
Right now, I know for my credits, I already had 26 credits since the end of junior year, so I'm not stressed about not having enough to graduate. But I am still I separate applying for college, my essay, and just schoolwork on different days of the week. So mostly on the weekends I do SAT prep.
Okay,
and then,
awesome.
Yeah, in English we're working on our essay, so I do that, I have that 6 period, so I do that for an hour every day. And then as well as scholarships. I need to work on that, but I'm
Mhm.
probably just gonna do like after school, like at home, just apply to random morning and things like that. So
Okay,
I have
so
some-
it seems like you have everything, and you know you're good to go. I think I cut you off there. You can
I
continue.
was just gonna say, like, I have a planner that I use also.
Okay. So you're remaining organized, because when you're not organized, you feel like all this stuff is coming at you. So you have the planner. You know are gonna do the SAT prep, all of those things like that. You have our Schoolings resource, our Applied Texas resource, all of those things like that. So that is awesome. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So I know that you were kind of thinking about those scholarships, and you needed help, you know, with those scholarships or any type of financial help. What we can do here is take a look at the Federal Student Aid website. And so that website will be studentaid.gov. And then also something else I think I forgot to say about Applied Texas. I think there is a free week where you're able to do application, but you don't have to pay that application fee.
Oh yeah.
Let me make sure I am able to see when that is. I think I was looking at, okay, so it's the week of October 13th through the 19th. So it should be, you know, free for you to be able to apply there. And then, let me see. Okay, so this is studentaid.gov. So you can go in here, you can create your account. Of course, it's going to ask for your information as well as your parents' information. And what they can do with that is kind of determine how much money, you know, you would be able to get. However, like you said, you wanted to apply for scholarships, so make sure that you do that. You want to be able to apply for those scholarships and things of that nature there. Let me see if there's a form. But there's a form for you to fill out. So when you get here, you want to make sure that you go down to where it says fill out a FAFSA form here. When you click on it, of course, you would click on not the 25-26. Is it the 25-26? No, because that's this year. Yeah. Yours will probably be the 26-27 form. So it's not out just yet, but they do have kind of like the learn about the timeline here, 26 through 27. Let me see. Okay, it's not out just yet, but you will want to click on that form. You probably will need your parents there, so they can kind of give you information, things like that. You would go through the process and put your schools in, things of that nature too, and then they would be able to kind of see your financial need to be able to send you over, you know, that money there.
I have a question. So what do they, like, how do they determine how much you get? Like, is it your income or something?
Yeah, so it will be income based. I think they will look at your parents' income to see how much you will be able to get. But they also look at a lot of student situations. So there may be a student that, you know, like foster students, things like that. They'll be able to look at that. And then you can kind of determine what loan you will get. Now they do have a thing called subsidized and unsubsidized. We can't talk about that here. Subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Okay, and so it's basically interest. So when you take out those loans, you always have to pay like interest on your loan. And so subsidized loans are for undergraduate students like yourself with financial need. And then unsubsidized are both for undergraduate and graduate students, okay? And so it can kind of determine your interest, when you pay that interest, how much you pay with that interest, because yeah, you can take out that loan, like that $33,000 we saw. However, there will be interest when you have to pay that loan back. So, you know, that's something you can always take a look at and ask your parents. I'm sure your dad and your mom will be able to, and then once you get into finance, you'll know more about kind of that interest and those loans and things like that. Did you have any more questions about the Applied Texas?
I think that my dad, because both my brothers went to college already, so I think he knows more about FAFSA and things like that. So I feel like I should be good, because he should know what to do, because I understand it now, so maybe he'll help me with that.
Yeah, he should be able to help you with that. All right. All right, so I'd like to invite Ms. Thomas into our session here, the end of our session, and I'm sure you're familiar with Ms. Thomas, as she is our lead counselor here at Kepner, and so we kind of all work together to support students, and so we're going to kind of go over some of the things that you and I discussed, which is kind of like that college and career readiness information, and then kind of like the stressors and that college preparation, because I know you will be leaving and getting out of here soon. So that's awesome. So Ms. Thomas, I was able to speak with Michelle about several different resources to help her out. So we were able to kind of talk about like that college and career readiness, and then I was able to show her our School Links website here, as well as Apply Texas website, and then the FAFSA website, as she was kind of wanting to know more about that financial information there. We were able to talk about some of the stresses that she's kind of experiencing as well, kind of balancing her academic life as well as that social life, because you know, you still want to be with your friends and hang out, even though you have all of this going on. So I was able to kind of give her some advice to prioritize herself with all of this going on. And she said she likes to kind of get up in the morning, have her quiet time, and get herself ready, do her makeup and things like that, which I'm kind of jealous of. Right? I know, I'm jealous of, because I'm like, hey, I have a screaming child at home. So yeah. And then she did say that, you know, she had a planner that she uses, and she's been, you know, taking a look at all of the resources we have here and what you guys have provided her. We were able to also set just kind of a goal for her for either probably the end of this semester, or it can be before graduation. So she did say that she wanted to retake her SAT for a higher score. She wanted to do some applying for scholarships and things like that. And then she wants to work on her essay, perfecting her essay. She wants to go to, I think, what was it? UTSA, UT Austin.
Everyone wants to stay the UT family.
Yes, they love it. So, Ms. Thomas, are there any resources that you can suggest to help the student with college and career readiness before she kind of gets out there in that real world, and then also her stresses and balancing academic and social life?
For sure. Well, you know, you don't know about college life yet, but college allows you to, you know, choose your own schedule. So I think it would be a little bit easier for you to balance when you can, I don't know if you're a morning person or a night person, but you can choose, am I taking morning classes? Am I going to take afternoon classes? So you're not having to be at school at 7:30 every day, you know, and that's one of the biggest things. But we do have to make sure we are taking care of our business first, because in college it is so easy because you do not have someone tracking your attendance and, you know, a parent there, you know, making sure we are still taking care of business. And that's where a lot of freshmen get lost, is it's a lot of freedom that they've never had. And it's like, do I want to go to class today? Do I not want to go to class today? So those things. But here, you've used School Links, and I would continue to do that, searching your major, because while our University of Texas school and their branch offs are really great, and I don't want to take anything away from them, but I want students to know their full, like all the schools out there that are available for them and what's best for you and your major. Because while UT is a great school, you might not even really like that campus. Okay, so those are just things to think about. And I know you went through the financial aid piece and FAFSA, and we already talked about this, but it opens October 1st, and you know, it's a graduation requirement to complete the application. You do not have to accept anything. And Ms. Hines has told you all about the Apply Texas, that free application week, which is the 13th through the 19th, I believe. You're actually going to be on your fall break at that time, but don't forget, you know, like, so her suggestion was, you know, start working on the applications now, get them ready, so all you have to do is submit. Okay. But I think Miss Lawal has done a really good job in helping you navigate through these things. I hope you use the resources that she has given you, and you know, we're here, she's here this semester, so if you need us, for sure.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely, yeah. So thank you for joining today, and you know, we had a great discussion, and you're doing a great job preparing for your future, staying on the right track, asking those questions, and like Ms. Thomas was saying, you have your support here. So you have your counselors, of course, your parents. She was saying her parents were, you know, they were kind of on her, making sure she was doing what she needed to do, and so thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yes. All right. Thank you for viewing this Observation 1 recording. I'd like to now take a moment to introduce my site supervisor, Mrs. Joy Thomas, to summarize today's session and reflect on the collaboration piece. She's also the lead counselor here at Kempner High School. So in this session, I met with high school senior Michelle, and we focused on both her academic and social experiences during her senior year, as well as just some college and career readiness planning that we were able to do. We kind of explored how she's managing her classes and activities she's in while she's preparing for the next steps of her graduation and getting out of here. As part of the session, we were able to look at different resources like School Links, as well as FAFSA and Apply Texas, which allowed us to kind of explore the college application process and also to give Michelle access to concrete tools that she needs to continue beyond this session that we had today. So we were able as well to set specific goals for her to complete by the end of the year, so including researching different colleges and programs that align with her interests. We were able to kind of gather information about financial aid and scholarships, and then to continue kind of building that college and career readiness. So just kind of at this point, I'd like you to kind of share your perspective on what we did, or what some pointers and tips that, you know, I can take into the future.
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, you did really well. I think she actually got something for that, even though we beat this into the kids, like, constantly. Like, we're like, hey, this is happening. But I think, you know, meeting one-on-one with you gave her some more assurance, and she was able to take some of those things and really go and use it. So kudos to you. She felt really comfortable with you, so you did create, like, a really calming, nurturing environment for her, which is also really good. The students do have School Links. They've been working in School Links for the past 3 years now. They're still a little hesitant. Naviance was what we previously used, but School Links is a really good tool. I think me and you've gone over, like, they can look, they can search schools by major, area, region, all the different things. And since you'll be here throughout the semester, you know, that is something that you can really help Ms. Hines, our college career readiness advisor, with, is more college readiness, because this is a big season, especially before November 1st, because that's when a lot of applications are due, right? So I think that knowing we're out the week that Apply Texas has a free application, but really encouraging the students to, hey, have you set up your applications? Are you ready to just press in? Have you done your essays? Because that's a major part of English 4 is doing college essays, right? So they're really being prepared for everything. October 13th through the 19th, I believe, is the window for Apply Texas to have the free application window. We're actually on a break that week, so they kind of really have to remember, but we do have a thing called Band App, which gives them reminders. So I'm sure they'll be sent out, but other than that, I think that you know, she's an involved student, and that's what we try and get our students to do, is be more involved, just so they're, you know, more marketable. And that's something that I encourage you and encourage any student when they come in, me as a counselor, like, hey, what are you interested in? Let's try and find you something to get involved. Because especially for new students, that's how they're going to build connections and really be more successful in school.
Okay.
Makes
sense. Yeah.
And we're doing auditing right now. This is a big time for us for the beginning of the year audits, and you've been able to look and make sure these students are on the right track. So that goes along with the college and career readiness piece. So yeah, you've done really good.
Awesome. Yes, thank you so much, Ms. Thomas. Thank you guys for watching my Observation 1 video.